name is Jon Cooper. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Ebbu out in Colorado, one of the leading cannabinoid research companies globally, and probably the leading genetic editing company in the cannabis space. And we're here today at the CWCB Expo here in Los Angeles. You know, funny story, I actually really didn't have the intention of going into the cannabis space. I was introduced by the idea by a friend of mine. And honestly, my reaction was, there's no flipping way I'm actually getting into the cannabis space. Like, why would I do that? Part of it was reputational risk. This was early in 2013. But honestly, the bigger thing for me was, I just didn't trust it, right? I mean, like a lot of people, I experimented in college. You didn't really know what you were going to get. You had some awesome experiences. You had some completely horrific experiences. And, you know, I think that's fine when you're in college and in your 20s. But as you start getting into your, 30s, you start settling down. The idea of taking an inconsistent psychoactive is just really not an appealing thing. And so, end of the day, that's why we created Ebbu, to really figure out how do we create mainstream cannabis products. I am the founder and the CEO of the company. Been really working on this now for over 5 years, and very excited for really what the future holds based on technology that we've been creating over the last 5 years. Touching on how is biotech going to transform this industry? And what does that mean? And I think for a lot of people, what's going to be really important to understand is the industry 5 years from now, 10 years from now, is not going to look anything like this. And technology is going to have such an incredible, dramatic impact. To really try to drive down the path of creating consistency, we first had to think, could we create consistency from the plant, right? In other words, pretty much what most people do today is that they're taking an extract from the plant and they're putting that directly into the product. Well, when we looked at the plant, what we started realizing was this was not possible. In fact, we even took it to extreme levels where we were starting to take trichomes that were literally on the same leaf right next to each other and putting them in what's called a fluorescence microscope. And this would actually allow us to understand the chemical compositions of what's actually in these different trichomes right next to each other. And to our surprise, they were different, right? I mean, we're dealing with Mother Nature, and we're dealing with who knows how many different active compounds, right? Dozens and dozens of active compounds, all being created inconsistently in this plant. We came to the realization that was never going to happen. We could never take an extract from the plant and create a consistent product. And so we started going down the path of saying, what if we just take all of the core compounds of what we want, we separate them out, and we rebuild from scratch every time, right? And so, we take the plant, and it doesn't matter what plant comes in. All the THC ends up in the THC bucket. All the CBD ends up in the CBD bucket. CBG, CBC, THCV, et cetera, et cetera. Entourage effect is a very popular term in this industry, right? And I think for most people, their understanding of the entourage effect is that, by taking all the different compounds in the plants, right, taking this full spectrum concept, you're going to end up with a better result than just using an isolated compound, right? There's this entourage effect that happens. The reality is, that's the wrong way of thinking about this, right? This isn't really magic. What really happens is that there's specific combinations of exact compounds that are interacting with receptors that are in your body. And depending on that specific combination of cannabinoids and terpenes, you're gonna see dramatically different effects. And so just to give you a little bit of an example, if we give you pure THC, right, and we apply that to the CB1 receptor, cannabinoid receptor 1 that's in your brain, the one that makes you feel high, and we measure that, we're only gonna see a 40% reaction. Most people think that that's gonna be the highest high you can have. We only see a 40% reaction. But if we reduce the amount of THC and we add in a couple of very specific cannabinoids and a couple of very specific terpenes, right, at specific ratios, we can boost that reaction to over 80% while tripling the potency. If we choose other cannabinoids and terpenes, we can actually reduce that reaction to under 15% while wiping out the potency, right? That's just the good example of helping you understand how important it is to have the right combination and the right cannabinoids and terpenes put together in order to create either the product that you're looking to deliver into the marketplace, or as a consumer, the product that you're looking to have, or to make real medicine that's truly going to be efficacious for patients.